Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Steve, and welcome to my world and to our Monday night live stream known as Monday Madness. Today, we will be celebrating 30 years of Disney Hollywood Studios and MGM Studios, as it originally called. So we're going to discuss some of the former attractions and some of the current attractions to kind of see some of the different things that have progressed along the way. And let's say hi to some people coming in here. We have Shep from the Shep family. I really greatly appreciate you, buddy, for being here. Mouse Talk, my partner channel. So good to see you guys. Happy birthday, everyone. It's everybody's birthday. Miguel Benitez Jr., what is up, party people? Miguel is the party starter. I get that from you, Miguel. You get that vibe. Little Llama Laura, thank you so much. It is very late there in the UK. Oh, thank you for staying up and watching it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you very much. Mike Harranger. Hey, buddy. I met Mike earlier. Mike, if I remember correctly, I believe you said you were a reverend as well. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Zippity Doo Dad. We'll get to you in just a minute, buddy. Thank you very much for all your efforts today. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody say hi to Zippity Doo Dad for us. Also, we have Samantha Lowe. Samantha, how are you? Samantha is extremely sweet. Just everybody go show Samantha some love and support. Juan Rodriguez, buddy, how are you? Juan is responsible for this little guy right here, the minion. He sent that to us. Couldn't be happier, Juan. Thank you so much, buddy. R-Johns himself is a legend. It just baffles me that he comes to my live stream. So thank you so much, R-Johns. Who else is in here? Pokemon Child, Ethan. My buddy Ethan, guys. Everybody go say hi to Pokemon Child. He's exploring a new era in his channel. To where he is live streaming some gaming now. I met him in the Pokemon community, one of my original supporters. He's just a great guy. Everybody say hi to him. So, all right, guys. So we'll have some more people come in here, but what I want to start with thanking the live place, Dean, as always, Dean from Dreamers Empire and the www.theliveplace.com. Dean hosts several other shows, at least 38 of them. He hosts this show here, so we want to thank him for that. Hey, Janine, how are you? And we want to also thank my partner channel. Everybody say hi to them. Mouse Talk, Walt and Melissa. They go live every Tuesday night at 8 and every Thursday night for now at 7:30. They may change that going here in the future, but for now, it's at 7:30. And then Walt and I both do a sports show together on his channel on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock. So please catch it out. Please say hi to my partner channel, Mouse Talk. Hey, Disney Life for me. How are you guys? Also, guys, want to say hi to my power channel, Rob Fuzz. If you guys would show him support, I appreciate it. There might be an announcement concerning Rob coming up very shortly. Rob will be on my show in a couple weeks as soon as he finds the time to be able to get here. Tavi Smith, want to say hi to you. Thank you so much for coming in. Donna Jaworski. Donna's driving home. Donna, be safe. That's above all else. Be safe, please. And part of Rosa's world. Hey, Rosa, I appreciate you stopping by. Show some love. I greatly appreciate it, guys. Rosa goes live after me at 9 o'clock. Please go check her out after we're done here. Okay, also want to, guys, I want to thank Zippity Doo Dad. He has been on a mission today for, I don't know why, but he just has, and I greatly appreciate him. He's been tweeting me out, Instagramming, whatever he can do. He got me 25 supporters minimum today, and out of never asked for anything. The guy just went to work for me, and he's trying to help me get to 1,000 before we go to Galaxy's Edge. And I greatly appreciate you, Zippity Doo Dad. So everybody, I put Zippity Doo Dad's link in the description below. Please go check him out. The guy has some high quality production value videos he's doing. He's going to be big one day for sure. He does a great job with his editing. So please go check him out. So yes, Miguel, thank you, everybody. If you would, please hit that like button. Also, guys, 500 sub giveaway. We hit 500 subs a couple weeks ago, which is baffling to me because now we're 660 something. I don't know how that's possible, but I really appreciate you guys. Please go check out that video. The giveaway is Friday. This coming Friday, we have a few toys. We got some Lion King mugs, an Edna Mode plush, and of course, Cargo made us some ears and a t-shirt that we're giving away. So please go make sure you're subscribed to that video, or make sure you're entered in that contest for that video. And then lastly, before we get started here, Dan from Disney Dan tagged us in an 18-question Disney challenge, which has been going around a little bit. We will get to that. We'll put out a video on that this week. I was going to do it tonight, but we got a lot we want to talk about, so we're gonna wait and just do a video on that this week. Hey, Charlton, Carter, appreciate you guys stopping by. So one thing I came to an epiphany about, guys, is I've looked over some of these past streams. I've only been streaming for 6 or 7 weeks now. I tend to rush things, it seems like, and I want to stop that. So I want to take more time to interact with the chat. If we run over a little bit, we run over a little bit. I'm going to try not to do that. But I want to make sure that we interact and we get over the material that I want to go over in a good amount of time. But I don't want to feel rushed anymore. I want to take my time and spend some time with you guys. For you guys spend your time to come out and see me, I appreciate that very much. So we're gonna start slowing down and taking our time getting through some of these things. So, bye, Rose. I appreciate you stopping by. Hello, Texas Takes. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you guys. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do today is we are going to talk about on Wednesday, May 1st, is the 24. I don't know where the 24-hour live stream with Steve came from. I don't remember ever saying that. I don't even know if I can stay up for 24 hours, but we'll consider it, Juan, maybe. I should have 5 more friends, 70 tonight. Oh, thanks, Zippity Doo Dad. I again, buddy, I don't know why, but I greatly appreciate you and all your efforts. Thank you so much. So May the 1st be with you. No, it's May the 4th, which we got something special coming up for that here. Walt and I do. But May 1st is the 30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios, originally called MGM Studios. And we're going to get into some of the attractions and what changes have been coming through the park. And oops, I put the wrong button. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little trip and look at some of the different things. Hey, Ross, buddy, how are you? 24-hour live stream with Steve at Galaxy's Edge. I might be able to try that. Hey, LaToya, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Henry and Severus say hi. Henry and Severus and LaToya, I know them personally, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. So we might try a 24-hour live stream, or, well, from park opening to park close anyways at Galaxy's Edge. If we can get there, we'll worry about that when it comes to it. Amazing. Yes, it is amazing how much Hollywood Studios has changed. I didn't go to Hollywood Studios when it opened. It was 10 years old by the time I finally got to Disney World. So we're going to take care of some things here that I've not seen before. And I guess you guys are just looking at a blank screen right now. So what we're going to do is we have the original logo for the MGM Studios. So MGM Studios opened, like I said, on May 1st, 1989 at 135 acres. It was meant actually to originally be a pavilion inside of Epcot. So it was supposed to be between the land and the Imagination with Figment. It was just going to be in there originally. It was going to contain the Great Movie Ride as its focal, like Soarin' is inside the land. And it was supposed to have everything post 1986 MGM library because Ted Turner bought everything else. Dean from Dreamers Empire, guys. Dean is from the live place that I was talking about earlier. Dean, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Also, Greg Cupper, appreciate you. Noah, I didn't see you come in either, buddy. Thank you so much, guys, everybody, for being here. Everybody go say hi to Dreamers Empire. He's the one that hosts the show, so I greatly appreciate him. Okay, so then on January 7th, 2008 is when the contract ran out with MGM, and it became Disney's Hollywood Studios. So in that time, the new logo came out, and it looks similar to this right here. But the park was originally designed to be a Backlot tour. We're going to get into the Backlot tour. That was my favorite attraction. That it still probably would be my favorite attraction at Hollywood Studios. But the park was originally supposed to be planned as a half-day park. Originally, it was supposed to be in Epcot. Then it was supposed to be a half-day at the park to be paired up with things like Typhoon Lagoon and Pleasure Island to fill out your day. And its popularity grew. The original map of Hollywood Studios was this. It doesn't look a whole lot different. You can see the Backlot tours in there. You can see the Earful Tower, which we'll get into. Today's current map looks like this. And like I said, on May 1st, we are going to celebrate the 30th anniversary. And this is the new logo for the 30th anniversary. And we'll get to some of the special things they have planned at the end. But let's get, looks so cool, the new logo. Yes, it does. I like the new logo a lot. So I think this is just for the festivities, maybe for the year. I'm not 100% sure. And then Miguel, is that the Stars and Motors Cars Parade? They used to have a parade there, which I did not include in here. They used to have the Stars and Motor Cars Parade where a lot of the cars were themed after some of the movies. And so that you'd have a Monsters Inc. car come by and it'd have Monsters Inc. characters. It was an incredible parade. I loved it. And they need a new parade over there. Okay, so moving on. The first one we're going to talk about, one of the very first attractions they had, was called Superstar Television. And I've never heard of Superstar Television before researching. It was there and gone before I ever even got a chance to see it. It opened with the park, and it included, it was where the ABC commissary is right now. So if you went in there, which name do you like better? I kind of got attached to MGM. A lot of people get attached to MGM, but that also limits the type of movies you could have there. And I like Disney Hollywood Studios better, even though they are considering changing the name again. So I don't care for the way the classic characters are drawn now, but to each his own. Hey, I agree with you, Charlton. I don't like the new animation style either. So thank you so much, Janine. Appreciate that. So the Superstar Television is where the ABC commissary is now, and it had a little logo. Sorry, some of these pictures aren't the greatest, but I had to fill it up. But what it was it was a live stage show that was supposed to be designed to give guests the experience of being in part of a live television production. So the whole park was supposed to be surrounded around TV and a production, and it was supposed to actually be a hub where they could actually film movies as well. So it is no longer a studio. So the name probably needs an update. I agree, Miguel. It is no longer a studio. Like I just said, the idea was they originally were going to film actual movies there, and I think they did a few, but they no longer do that. So you're right. It definitely does need a new one. In its day, Superstar Television seemed really cool, but it wouldn't be too cool now. Yeah, I never got to experience it, Dean. So I'm glad somebody here has. So that's great. Hey, That Florida Feeling. Thank you so much. I'm an MGM girl. Hollywood Studios doesn't sound right to me, but I grew up with MGM, so maybe that's why. And that is true. MGM was only called MGM for the first, I think, 8 years since I started going to Disney World. So it wasn't as nostalgic for me. It's been Disney Studios longer than it has been for MGM since the first time I went. So, but you're right. It is more of an. It says more of a movie. I think it says intellectual property park now. I think is what he's trying to say. Is that what you're trying to say, Ross? But I would agree. It is definitely a movie themed park, and it is full. And it's one of those things where the sky's the limit for them. They could do a lot of different things, and we'll talk about some of the lands they're bringing as well. Okay, so next up, we have the Monster Sound Show, and the monster. Charlton says I got to experience Superstar TV too. It was neat. Good. I never even heard of it till I looked it up. So the Monster Sound Show was where several different things have been, but the Monster Sound Show was kind of a comedy skit, but it was supposed to be a horror show. So it started. It was supposed to be it's a horror comedy, I guess, featuring Martin Short and Chevy Chase. I don't know how scary you could possibly get with that. But they were, Martin Short was a sinister butler, and he was trying to send an insurance agent to his doom, which was played by Chevy Chase. So what they would do is show the skit on the movie projector, like you see up there. And then some participants from the audience I think it was 4 people, got to come up and actually help with the sound in the movie. So it sounded pretty cool, but it wasn't there when I was there. So it says, if I saw the Tom Hanks miniseries From the Earth to the Moon shot on the sound stages there. Oh, nice. That's really nice. And they did used to do some production work there. Charlton said they saw this one too. That's awesome. I don't think Monster Sound was as good. Just okay. And from research, it didn't sound that great, but I wasn't sure. It lasted from 1989 to 1999, and it was replaced with Sounds Dangerous with Drew Carey, which I did get to experience, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Okay, so the next one up is, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was pretty incredible, in my opinion. It was called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It, and it was actually replaced with Toy Story Midway Mania, but it went from 1989 to 2006. So you never saw this one, Walt? Oh wow! So what this was it was actually popular with the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show. So the audience would sit up in the seats, and they had some buttons that they could push. And if you were one of the fastest ones to answer, you got to sit in one of the hot seats. So, and I don't think, I'm trying to remember off memory, but I don't think the fans in the audience and the people sitting down at the regular, there was 10 floor level monitors. What they do is they'd ask you a question. The first one to answer it would get to go up to the hot seat. You had to answer it in the correct order, A, B, C, and D, and the fastest. I actually won that one time and got up on there. And what they do is you go down, you get your same lifelines, you get to do everything you want to do, but you can win buttons or pins. I'm sorry. And there's a picture of some of the pins you could win. You got for different levels. You could also win hats and some other things there. But yeah, Ross got to be on the hot seat as well. That is awesome. I did that and I got up there somehow. Have no idea how. It was one of the greatest things I ever did at Disney World. But yeah, it was pretty fun. So you actually got to participate in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So my Disney Park memories. How are you doing, my Disney Park memories? You got to the hot seat twice. Very nice. Never got to see this. Let's see, who else did I miss here? Sorry, guys, if I missed you. No, a lot of you have never seen this one. Wow, this was a really fun one for me. I really enjoyed it. I think this one got replaced. It got replaced by a few different things along the way, but I'm sorry, no, this one didn't. It's where Midway Mania is. Toy Story Midway Mania is now. So if you guys would, hey Kay, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Don't worry about it. If you guys want to post, how far did you get in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I went decently far. I can't remember the last number, but it was a good show. I liked it a lot. Pressure was definitely on you, though. You had all those people staring at you while you were on that hot seat. So, hey, Explosive Phoenix, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so moving on, we are going over to Dick Tracy in the Diamond Double Cross. And Dick Tracy was, when this opened, was one of the biggest things that Disney was banking on for this park. They thought it was going to be the next greatest hit. They actually had a ride car similar to Dinosaur planned for this, for Dick Tracy itself. And they wound up having this thing called the Diamond Double Cross. It was a stage show. I believe it was where Beauty and the Beast is now. So they had this stage show with live characters that participated, and it paid tribute to the Dick Tracy series that Disney thought was going to be fantastic. And like Walt just said, it never took off. So they thought it was going to be the next greatest thing, but nice, Ross. Ross got to 32,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Thought it was going to be the next greatest thing, but it did not. It was kind of like John Carter in a sense. So, all right. So next up, we are going to talk about the Hunchback of Notre Dom. So, and just so you know, the Dick Tracy show only lasted from May 21st of 1990 to February 16th of 1991. So it lasted about 7 months, 8 months. It wasn't, let's just say it wasn't very good. So the Hunchback of Notre Dame show was an actual live show where the Beauty and the Beast is now. It lasted from 1996 to 2002. And it was another live action show with all these different characters. Mouse Talk, I miss Streets of America as well. I didn't like it that much, but I didn't even put it in the bracket here, but it was kind of neat to see it. The thing I missed the most during that was the Osborne Family Lights. So they were somewhere around those Streets of America back when they were there. I only got to see them one time before they took them away. So The Rocketeer, that was I remember that movie from Miguel, and that was underrated. It was supposed to play a big role in the parks. Wow. I did not know that, but that was I remember that movie. Wow. Okay. Moving on from Hunchback of Notre Dame, we are going to the Spirit of Pocahontas. And the Spirit of Pocahontas was another show that it actually was prior to Hunchback of Notre Dame. It only lasted for about a year, 1995 to 1996. And it was a live action show as well. I think it was in the same theater. And it was just another one of those that never really took off in the park for some reason. Who remembers Mulch, Sweat, and Tears? I do not. Sorry. Let's see. What else am I missing here, guys? Sorry, I'm missing the comments. Somebody got prizes for Ross. Somebody knows. Ross, I'm trying to find out who you're talking about here. Oh, your mom. Oh, your mom got to the 1 million. That's incredible. She got a Play It lanyard, all the pins up to that point, 1,000 point baseball cap, and 32,000 point embroidered shirt. Nice. and a 1 million point leather jacket, a point medallion, and Disney Oh, she got a cruise line vacation. I never made it to the 1 million. I was 3 or 4 questions away, but that's awesome. Okay, let's see who else do we have here. Blood, Sweat, and Tears was a street show. Was pretty good. I never saw that one. So that was it for Pocahontas. She did not last very long at Disney Studios. Next up, we have Here Come the Muppets, which I really wish I would have gotten to see. Hey, Downscale, how are you, buddy? I really wish I would have gotten to see Here Come the Muppets. It was a show that featured Muppets that actually wandered and walked around. WD Gaming and Disney History, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. So I never got to see this show. I'm a huge fan of the Muppets. I really wish I would have gotten to see it, but I did not, unfortunately, make it to see it. The Muppets, though, this was a singing and live action kind of show. It says Kermit, you started out the show by getting a phone call on his video phone from Mickey Mouse, and then all the other Muppets joined in, and it was just a big party with moving Muppets. So, yes, Zippity, that would be so cool. All right, next up is Doug Live. Doug Live was another one of those, like Disney, I don't know if it's Disney Junior or not, but Doug was big in the 90s, I think it was. And this lasted from 1999 to 2001, which eventually got replaced by American Idol. But the Doug Live experience featured a live show with characters from the show, which I'm not going to lie, I never saw Doug and I never went to the show. One of my buddy's grandfathers, this was his favorite thing to do at Disney World, but I never got to experience it when we were down there. So unfortunately, it is no longer there. It didn't last very long. What happens when you cross a frog with a pig? A lifetime ban from Muppet Studios. Nice. Okay, I never saw the show either, Miguel. Okay, next up, we have Journey into Narnia. And that was actually consisted of 2 different parts when it came out. There was the Journey into Narnia, Creating the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And there was the Journey into Narnia, Prince Caspian. Prince Caspian was a little more popular. You could actually meet and greet with Prince Caspian. The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe pictured a winter scene in movie theater, whereas the Narnia had, with Caspian, had the meet and greet along with several different parts from the movie. So again, it didn't last a whole lot, very long. The first one lasted for 2006 to 2008. The other one lasted from 2008 to 2011. So collectively, I guess they were pretty decent. Hey, LSU Mom, thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. You saw, Mouse Talk says he saw the Narnia thing. The first one was better. I like seeing the Broken Stone. Oh, yeah. I can't remember. I think I saw the first one. Let me see here. I believe I saw the first one, but I didn't see the second one at all. I was just basically reading comments on the internet. People thought the second one was better. So, okay. Next up, we have Sounds Dangerous. And this is one of the ones that replaced the Monster Sound Show. I got to experience this one. And this was my first experience with what they called 4D. So, I'm sorry, 3D. This one was 3D. You would start with a movie. This one, the movie was not in 3D. Is the only reason why this is a different kind of 3D. This is the first attraction that introduced different things such as sound, water, feeling, all that kind of stuff into it. So you would go into this movie, and Drew Carey was the host. You would get in there, and then all of a sudden the lights would go out, and then you would start hearing things, and then you would start feeling things according. Like there was an elephant scene where the elephant blew water. And then, of course, the audience got sprayed with water. But this was one of the, at the time for me, was one of the more remarkable attractions, the way they did it. It was my first experience with that kind of technology. And it lasted from 1999 to 2012 before they got rid of it. RVing to Disney. Hi, everyone. Doing night shifts at the hospital. Hope everybody's, thanks for being here, RVing. I appreciate it so much. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody else coming in here. It doesn't look like it. 3D audio. There you go, downscale. Okay. So after Sounds Dangerous, we are going to look at the American Idol experience. Oops, what did I do here? There it is. Come on. There it is. The American Idol experience. This was actually kind of like a real American Idol journey. You could actually get up on stage. I never got to actually see this one. But you could actually get on stage. You can see the stage right there. And off to the right there, there's a little thing where judges actually would sit. There would be 3 judges that would sit, and people could get up and sing. And apparently you could compete. I don't know if it was for the day or how it worked, but you could actually compete and sing on American Idol. Greg says, I was at the grand opening of this. That is awesome. If anybody that has been on there, please definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you, or leave it in the chat there. Let us know what you got to see. I didn't actually get to see this one. Disney Life for Me saw it too as well. So let us know what you guys thought of this. From what I read, it was a pretty incredible attraction. You competed for the day. Okay, thank you. And it lasted, journey, let's see, the American Idol experience lasted for 5 years from 2009 to 2014. My wife is watching it right now. American Idol. Yeah, I'm recording it. I like it. They just had Disney night a couple weeks ago. So that was good. Samantha Lowe, I auditioned 3 times and my mom did once. Oh, wow. That is awesome. I'll have to talk to you guys about that. That's incredible. I can't sing a lick, so this is probably the reason why I never went on this show. So thank you, Janine. I appreciate it. I have a picture of me in the first American Idol cast season 1. Wow. Yes, definitely post that, RVing. I want to see that. LSU mom says it was a fun experience as well. So that's awesome. Okay. So next up from the American Idol experience, we are going to look at some of the better ones now that are no longer there. The first one we're going to look at is the Studio Backlot Tour. This was probably my favorite attraction and still is my favorite attraction that has ever been at Hollywood Studios. So the Backlot tour, you actually got on this tour bus basically, and they took you around all these different things from all over the movie world. So you would see props from movies. You would go on the sets. We could see houses, and this is part of the production that they actually filmed some things here. There was a whole street of just houses. Like when you watch the old time shows like the Golden Girls and some of these other ones, when they would come back from a commercial, they would switch scenes. You would see the front of their house, and then it would go into there. That's where they filmed some of these houses at. I know the Golden Girls house was here at Backlot Tours at one point in time. I don't remember all of them, but they were there. And then, of course, when you had Catastrophe Canyon was one of the greatest parts of anything I've ever experienced there. You would go around the canyon where a fuel tanker truck, see if I can talk, would explode, and you could see all the fire and the water in the picture there would come out and wash the fire away. It was just, I don't know. I got to experience it. One of the very first things I ever did at Disney World, and it was just incredible. It was one of my favorite rides and experiences. Unfortunately, they got rid of it in 2014 to make way for some more important things coming up. But this was one of the most incredible things I'd ever done at Disney World. So, yes, Steve, I remember the houses too. It was better then. The water went. Oh, yes, the water did go over the top of you. I remember that. So as you were driving in your car, and you could feel the heat coming off this thing, but the water would definitely go over the top of you. Gaskill says Golden Girls was there. Empty Nest. They had the spaceship from Flight of the Navigator. Yep, there was lots of awesome of the era things in the back. Yes, absolutely. And then if I remember correctly, you could actually get out when you were done and walk through a building that was nothing but warehouse. It was just a huge warehouse of movie props. But yeah, it was a great. It was a really, really great attraction. I really missed that one. Okay, next up, another one of my, Melissa won't be happy about this one, but another one of my highly treasured things that is no longer there. Ross says, I think they had a MASH scene there too. Oh, nice. I don't remember the MASH one. Of course, Melissa would not be happy about this, but one of my favorite things that is no longer there is the Sorcerer's Hat. I greatly, greatly, greatly miss the Sorcerer's Hat. I'm not a huge fan of the Chinese theater being the focal point down the main street. When that hat was there, to me, it was incredible. I really loved the thing that when they built it, it was just, hey, Happy Lux, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. It was just one of the best things. Now, one of the other things too was the fact that I collected pins, and underneath it was just a big, huge merchandise and pin store. And this Sorcerer's Hat, I was so sad when they tore it down. I used to take pictures. You could take pictures on Main Street, so it looked like you were wearing the hat. It was so incredible. And I really miss this. And I know a lot of people were upset because it blocked the Chinese theater. Chinese theater to me is not that attractive. It's a nice piece of architecture and it looks good, but come on, it was a Sorcerer's Hat and it was giant. So it was incredible. But somebody told me they moved it to Disneyland, if I'm correct. I'm not sure if anybody knows that. Let me know and let chat know. But I think somebody said they moved this over to Disneyland. Okay, up next is The Magic of Disney Animation. That lasted from May 1st of 1989 when it opened all the way to July 12th of 2015. So this is one of the longest running attractions that was at Disney World. It's no longer there by about 3.5 years. But it was from opening day all the way to 2015. They moved the hat to Disneyland Paris. Okay, that makes sense. The Chinese theater sort of looks like it belongs at Epcot. I completely agree, LSU Mom. That's why I said it's not a bad attraction. It just doesn't look like it should be the focal point. They don't even use it as the park's main theme. They use Tower of Terror. So I don't know. I have an issue with it being the main focus when the Sorcerer's Hat was iconic and used to be the mascot of the park. So, okay. Yes, I agree, Dee. It is not a popular opinion, but I loved it. And I know Walt and Melissa, they definitely like the look of the Chinese theater. It is a nice looking building. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. It's not that attractive, especially to younger people. I preferred the hat. It was colorful and it was large. It was just great. Okay. The magic of Disney animation. The magic of Disney animation used to be able to walk into the park or walk into this attraction. I'm sorry. And just see a lot of different things that they had there. I got some other pictures here. There was a film strip about it. If you liked the history of art and the animation and how the process, how it worked, this is the attraction for you. You'd go in, you could see a lot of the different pictures and animation there. You could interact with some things about changing colors and learning some things. And if you had any kind of inkling into a love of animation at all, this was a pretty nice place. That's why it lasted so long too. It lasted 27 years, something like that. So did they put hot air under the hat and fly there? Shep, I don't know. I watched them build that parts of that. It was large. I don't think anybody understands how large it is too. Like the ears are bigger than the semi-trailer. You can't even ship the ears in one piece. Steve, the theater is supposed to be the castle. I agree. It doesn't look. I'm just not that appealed. I love all the castles around the Disney parks. I just don't like the theater. I don't think it's the main focal point. Now it does serve a great purpose for the projection shows at night, but I don't know. We all have our own opinions and we're all entitled to them. It's not for me, unfortunately. I'll bet they have Backlot tour at Disneyland Paris. They may, Noah. I don't know. Okay, so after the Disney's magic of animation, we also had the Earful Tower. One of my favorite things. I would take picture after picture after picture of these things. This was just simply a water tower that was originally designed to be the theme park icon for Disney's Hollywood Studios. The neat thing about it was they also had a topiary one similar close by, but they would decorate this thing and you could take it, and they made it for like 101 Dalmatians came out in the theaters. They decorated it as 101 Dalmatians. They put rabbit ears when Zootopia came out. I'm sorry. Yeah, Zootopia. So they could do a lot of different things with this tower. I loved it. It was great for pictures. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. Hey, Donna, glad you made it home safely. Thanks so much. Donna, did I hear that you auditioned for American Idol? And I want to hear that story someday. Anyways, the Earful Tower here was just iconic. I don't know why they got rid of it, but it lasted from 1989 on opening day all the way to April of 2016. So it was there forever. I understand why they're moving these things, why they got rid of them. I just wish they would have been relocated, but it hasn't been. So let's see here. Oh, Stacy Rogers is here. Thank you, Stacy, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Who else has came in here? The drawing in Slinky Dog queue is supposed to have the spot where the tour was sitting. Oh, I've not noticed that, but I think I actually have a picture of that coming up when we talk about Slinky Dog. That is awesome. They could have just moved this somewhere else. I agree. That would have been something very simple and easy to move. Didn't have to be a functioning water tower. It was just nice. It could have been done. Hey, Fishing 1976, thanks so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Donna did. She sang Vision of Love by Mariah Carey. Wow. That is incredible. Yeah, she was telling us she did it 3 times, Donna. I got to hear that story. We'll talk about that someday. Yeah, I want to hear her sing too, because I can't sing. So, okay. So after the Earful Tower, we went to Honey, I Shrunk the Audience movie set. I have a terrifying story about this for a reason. We'll talk about it. But it was a movie set where kids could go and play. It was just a big playground, and it was big. It was not something small with just like a slide or so. It had everything was oversized, so like the audience was shrunken. There's just one little slide there is. But when I took my niece when she was 5 years old, was the first time we ever went to see this thing. She got lost, and I lost her for 4 to 5, 6 minutes. And as a parent, 4 minutes is a lifetime if you can't find your child. And I know you all know exactly what I'm talking about. She went missing to where we had to get cast members to help find her. She just wandered off inside one of the holes inside there, and we couldn't find her. But she was having fun playing. There was things inside you could play with, meet new people. There was some wheels you could turn, and she was just inside there playing. And we never saw her come out for about 4 to 5 minutes. And it was the most frightening time I've ever had at Disney World. So not sad that this is gone. Janine, I can't sing either, but I do anyways. Oh yeah, I sing all the time, but it's just not good. Sing for myself. So, but yeah, so the Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, I Shrunk the Kids playset. I'm glad it's gone. No offense to it. It was awesome. It was awesome themed, but I had some traumatic experiences there. All right, now we're going to get to some of the really nice shows. Lights, Motor, Action, Extreme Stunt Show. Did anybody get to experience this? Because this was an incredible show. It went from 2005 to 2016, and it was a long show, but it was well worth it. They had these guys that would come out and drive cars through fire. They would blow. Hey, Rob, how are you, buddy? Appreciate you being here. Rob will be on. We're going to have Rob on the show here within the next couple of weeks whenever it works out for him. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Rob is a really good friend of the show, or a good friend of the channel. Glad you're here, Rob. Yes, so this Lights, Motor, Action show, though, it would use fireworks. You can see the pictures there. The cars would drive through fire. They would have all the people chasing them on motorcycles and everything. It was really a stunt show, and they showed you how the production would work if they were filming an actual part of a movie. So it was a really good show, and it's another one that I really miss. But again, had to make way for new things coming to Hollywood Studios. Okay, up next is the Great Movie Ride. So this is where everybody's going to get sad. Let me start off by saying the Great Movie Ride was a good attraction. My problem with the Great Movie Ride is it was so outdated, in my opinion, that... Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, buddy. It was so outdated, in my opinion, that it could not... it just couldn't catch up. But it was one of those nostalgic, classic, old attractions that, everybody went to see. For me, it just needed an update, and they never updated it. So, again, sorry to say, I was not as sad as everybody else is to see this go, but it was something very spectacular to see. Put you in a movie, in different movies. Great movies are never outdated. That's true. I just wish they would have updated the scenes in this movie with different things. It was a slow. Okay, yeah. Let me rephrase my question. This is so everybody understands. I'm not saying the movies are outdated by any means. The ride itself, though, after you rode it once and then you rode it twice and you rode it 3 times, it never changed. And there is so much potential this ride could have had by changing scenes of the movies every so often. Nostalgia does mean something to me, Miguel. I'm sorry. But they could have updated these with so much better movies and different scenes just to keep it fresh. I would have preferred they have done that than to get rid of it altogether, but they didn't. Cancel the stream. Sorry. But so again, I rode this so many times. Maybe it's because I rode it so many times. I don't know, but I rode it so many times that it became boring to me. And I'm sorry to say that. But again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I know it is a very highly sought after. If it was still around, I would let Walt and Melissa try to change my mind in August. But that one's not going to happen. Okay. So, Walt, it seemed appropriate here. Yes, it was definitely appropriate, Miguel. Okay, next up is Disney. The last of our ones we're going to talk about here, just kind of show off, is the Disney Junior Live on Stage. This one ran from 2001 all the way up to this past September 1st, 2018. It's being replaced by Disney Junior Dance Party. But the Disney Junior Live Stage was a pretty neat little thing, which if you have youngins, which my nieces watch, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, there was a spot about that. There was Doc McStuffins, Jake and the Neverland Pirates. They just had some really good ones. Yes, Alex loved this. I'm sure he did. It was going to be a really nice thing for young kids. Now they've replaced it with the Disney Junior the Disney Junior Dance Party, which we'll get to in just a minute. Really missed. Hey, Greg's Disney Adventures. How are you? Thank you. I didn't even see you come in. I'm sorry. I can see both sides of opinions about the Great Movie Ride. Me too. Like I said, when I say that I loved the ride. It was just time for a change, one way or the other, in my opinion. And unfortunately, they got rid of it instead of updating it. So, okay, now we're going to talk about some of the attractions that are current attractions that have replaced some of the extinct ones. First one we're going to talk about is now Star Wars: A Galaxy Far, Far Away. So Star Wars: A Galaxy Far, Far Away is the stage show out in front that they do numerous times. It is wildly popular. Every Star Wars fan, this is something spectacular for you. You get to see all these characters. Hey, Michael Riley, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. But you get to interact with these and see these people that just go nuts over these Star Wars characters, Darth Maul and BB-8 and Darth Vader and Boba Fett and all these characters that you get to see come to life. It's just a really good interactive. It even starts with the March of the First Order with Captain Phasma and the Stormtroopers. They come down. Then they put this right in front of the movie theater. It's just crazy, and they have fireworks. Just a really good show. If you've never seen the show, you're missing out. Especially if you love Star Wars. Jesse Gottlieb, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so after Star Wars: Galaxy Far, this is all on Hollywood Boulevard starting now. So this one's on Hollywood Boulevard, and so is this one. It's called Citizens of Hollywood. This is like a street show like Walt was talking about. And if you've never seen this one, these guys are funny. You have to go watch this. They do comedy skits, they dance, they sing, they do all kinds of things. May the first be with you. So we'll talk about that in a minute, Walt. So they would sing, they would dance, they would ride these cars around, talk about comedy, they would do interviews, but every one of these characters is set in their time period in history. John, okay, I'm sorry, Mike. For those of you who don't know, John Singleton, I believe he's an actor. He had a stroke the other day, and he passed away today. So, like Mike said, prayers for his family. I believe, like I said, I think he was an actor. I saw that earlier on the news today. Hey, Pepper Tree Villa, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so after Citizens of Hollywood, we're going to move to Echo Lake, and on Echo Lake is the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Now, this is a show that is pretty much the same every time that I really love. Unfortunately, I think it's going to get changed soon. It probably is in need of an upgrade as well, but Revenge of the Fifth is more my style. Oh, nice, Kay. I've never heard of that one. I love May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That's Star Wars Day. We'll talk about that here in a minute. He was a famous director, Rob says. Okay, he was a famous director. So Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is a show. It has scenes from Indiana Jones, like the big ball running down, and it's a comedy as well. You actually see the action scenes, and then you turn around and they show you how it's all done. So it shows you the production value and how it's all made. And like that ball doesn't weigh hardly anything. You see the two people pushing it up, but then it also uses these big scenes with fire and guns and everything. It's just an incredible action-packed show, and it makes you feel like you're there. You can also be part of this show too, which I have never gotten to do. Is Indiana Jones possibly the only opening day attraction? It might be. I have honestly no idea if it's the only one, but it is definitely a classic. But you could also be part of the show. If anybody got to be part of this show, definitely let us know in chat. But I've never got to be a part of this. I've wanted to do this. I always think of Full House every time I see this show because of the Disney special they did back in the day. I remember Full House, but I don't know what the special you're talking about is. Sorry. Agreed. I love so many of those movies growing up, waiting in line in the theater area with all the trailers for the movies and the ride. Oh, it must be a great movie ride. I remember seeing it in 95 for the first time. Saw it 5 times that trip and bought an Indy hat. Really? Nice. I feel like I should be an extra in the show. I'm scared it'll go. I am too, Florida Feeling. I really would love to be an extra, one of the extras in the show. It looks pretty fun. I actually would like to be one of the guys that gets to fall from the there's a scene where the guys fall and they land on padding behind. I've always wanted to do that. I think it'd be fun. Okay. Revenge of the Fifth is to celebrate the dark side of the Force. Nice. Okay, after Indiana Jones, we're going to the Jedi Training Academy. The Jedi Training Academy is for the youngsters. You get to learn, and there's a lot of funny failed videos on these where the lightsabers break all the time, where the kids swing too hard. But you go through this training process. They teach little kids how to fight with using the Force, using lightsabers, and then you get to actually go battle Darth Vader if you're lucky enough. And again, it's the Jedi Training Academy, Master the Ways of the Force. So that is still going on to some degree. Florida Feeling at McGibbon. I love the Full House special when they go to WW Steve. I remember Steve was the name of the oldest one's boyfriend. I remember that. DJ, was that her name? So, okay. After the Jedi Training Academy, we're going to go visit the Star Tours, which is one of my favorite attractions. Now, Star Tours technically has been revamped, but it's still Star Tours. It just added some new scenes. I think there's like 12 different scenes in there. And I think there's 12 different scenes, and they do a combination of 2 different scenes. So there's all these different combinations. It can be a completely different movie every time you see it, or every time you see it. It has that awesome at in front of it. And then, of course, if you love Star Wars, any of these Star Wars attractions is great. And Star Tours is one of Miguel's favorite rides. I agree, Miguel. Just the interaction between all this. There's so many hidden gems throughout this. Got to go. It was nice. Thanks so much, Janine. I appreciate it. Everybody say goodbye to Janine. Thank you for being here. You get to go in and see interact with some of there's R2D2, C3PO. You can actually see some shadows of different characters walking around. It's just a really good one. Fishing 1976 says, yes, I remember when it opened. So cool. Yeah, it's a great one. Brady G111, thank you for being here. Appreciate you coming in. After Star Tours is this is one that's going to split people down the middle. For the first time in forever, the Frozen sing-along celebration. So let me start by saying I love this attraction. And I know that's not going to be necessarily popular with everybody, but this is one of my favorite attractions. It blew my mind the first time I saw it. I'm one of those people, though, that loves Frozen. It's one of the greatest Disney films of all time. It is funny. The citizens of Hollywood Land, there's such a great comedy skit between the two commoners. And then, of course, you get the whole production show of all the different characters. In the background, they play the scenes from the movie with the words on it, so you can all sing along. So it's called a sing-along celebration. Going to Disneyland September 4th. Can't wait for Galaxy's Edge. Yes, it's going to be nice. I'm actually going to Disney World opening day. So Steve from Full House is also the voice of Aladdin. I know. I knew that, Stacy. I've read that. That's why I knew who he was. And then, of course, at the very end, they make it snow in the theater. It's so cool. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorites. It blew my mind when I saw it. And, of course, it is funny. You will laugh from start to finish. It's just so great. And they changed the jokes up, too. There's different commoners that do the jokes, and they change them up. It's just really fun. We saw this show today. Donna, it's great, isn't it? It's such a great show. Okay, on Grand Avenue right now is Muppet Vision 3D, and they've changed this a lot. I know the fountain's been concreted in and planted with flowers or something like that. My fear is this is going to go away. I'm hoping it doesn't, or I'm hoping it gets redone somewhere. Hey, Meg, how are you? Everybody say hi to Mickey's Magic. She's awesome. Thanks for being here, Meg. Meg gave me the big push off the cliff I needed to start live streaming a few weeks ago, so appreciate it, Meg. Muppet Vision 3D, though, is a 3D show. You go in, you sit and watch. It also has different effects. You can see the balconies up in the pictures where Waldorf and Statler would sit up there and they would make jokes. You would have a 3D show on the movie screen along with live Muppets, like Sweetums was there. I've seen it 5 times in the 2 that narrative. It always seems different with jokes. Yes, talking about Frozen Ever After, Zippity Doo Dad. It is a different show every time I see it. It's just a great show. But Muppet Vision 3D, though, is a classic. Definitely go see this. Muppets' favorite is top 5. I agree, Fishing 1976. The Muppet Fountain is back, Rob says. Is it actually operating with water? Because I knew they kept the fountain, but I didn't know they redid the water in it. I thought it was a flower garden now or something. I've not seen it with water back in it. That is awesome if they brought it back. But everybody should at least get to experience this at least one time. And there's so many hidden gems in the waiting queue. It does have water. That is awesome. That makes me so happy. I can't wait to get down there now and see it again. There's a lot of hidden gems in the Muppet queue too, and there's actually a picture in there of Jim Henson as a Muppet. It's just a really good attraction. Now, Toy Story Land. We're going to the newest land so far. We have Alien Swirling Saucers. Which, if you've not seen this one, this is kind of a rough ride. It looks like it's going to spin you in circles, but it's not. It's actually really fun. Just the transitioning between the tracks can get a little rough, but we had such a blast on this. It's very well themed. You get to drive with an alien driving the car. Love the key under the mat. Yes, Kay. I know exactly what you're talking about there. But the alien drives the car here, and the back part of the car swings back and forth as you move around. It's really cool. If you get a chance to go do this. But the one you definitely have to do, and apparently I skipped one here, Midway Mania. Midway Mania first. We're going to hit that one first, I guess, is like the interactive Buzz Lightyear shooting game. It's fun. There was always a huge wait for this, and I never really understood it. It was fun, but I never understood waiting 2 hours for it. Sorry, I was on the phone. What ride is this? Right now, we're talking about Midway Mania, Walt. I will get to ride Alien Swirling Saucers for the first time in December, LSU Mom. Definitely do that, LSU Mom. But if you only get to pick between one or the other, Shep Family hasn't done Toy Story Land either. Wow. Definitely, guys, you got to go ride Slinky Dog above anything else. Slinky Dog, when I rode it for the first time, blew my mind. It was incredible. Hey, Joseph Erickson, how are you, buddy? Thank you so much for being here. So Midway Mania, though, I never understood waiting 2 hours. It's a great thing. It's very well themed, especially now since they redid the queue lines and the extra Zippity Doo Dad leaving. Let me see. Zippity Doo Dad. Have to go read with my boy and put in bed. That's understandable, Zippity Doo Dad. Spend time with that family. Thank you again, buddy. If you don't make it back, thank you so much for all your support earlier. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it, buddy. Everybody say bye to Zippity Doo Dad in case he doesn't make it back. Okay, so then, like I said, you get to ride the queue. The queues are always fun. It's very well themed. It's just is Meg leaving too? I have to drive home. Yeah, Meg, be safe. Thank you so much for being here. I figure between June and August, I'll get it done. Yes, Shep, we got to ride. We need to ride Slinky Dog when you get down there in August. It's worth it. It's fun. Okay, so after this one is the Slinky Dog coaster. This is where I actually had them out of order here. But the Slinky Dog Dash coaster is incredible. It's basically, there's part of the drawing for that we were talking about earlier, but it doesn't look like, I didn't get it all in there, so it doesn't look like the Earful Tower is in there. But the Slinky Dog Dash is supposed to be like you're in Indy's backyard. He uses all these toys to build this roller coaster, and in doing so, it's a really good ride. A lot of people compare it to what's that one? Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. It doesn't remind me of that at all. I didn't even notice that the cars rock. It was so fun. A lot of people won't ride it. They think it looks too fast. My niece rode it. She loved it. My dad got sick on it. My dad gets sick on a lot of motion things, but it's so good. And everything, you can see the pictures. They're themed so well. They got Tinker Toys. They got all the Toy Story characters setting up around it. They decorate it for Christmas. It's just a great, great time. I saw that Mouse Talk the first time they rode Slinky Dog. They live streamed it. It was I saw that. That was fun. I also Melissa, if I remember correctly, didn't like it too much, so I rode it for the first time and vlogged it and put it up on my channel. It's just a great ride. it was well far exceeded my expectations. So price tag on Slinky Dog is the year Toy Story Land came out. Oh, I didn't know that. So the price tag on the Slinky Dog is the year that Toy Story came out. Was that 1993? Is that correct? Somewhere in there. Good night, Zippity Doo Dad. Yep, everybody say goodbye to them. Let's see if I missed it. This coaster exceeded, yes, that Florida feeling. This coaster exceeded my expectations as well. And I actually watched video on this, a lot of video. So I was worried that I was going to be overhyped for it, and it doesn't do it any justice. Videos do it zero justice. You have to ride this ride. It's great. Doing good, Steve's World. Just relaxing with my family. You're very welcome. My pleasure. Thanks so much, Joseph. Again, definitely, guys. Spending time with your family is the most important thing. Thank you all for being here. 1995. Okay, 1995 was when it came out. Toy Story release date November 22nd, 1995. Okay. So after Toy Story Land, then we're going to go to Animation Courtyard for Star Wars Launch Bay. Star Wars Launch Bay, and I know we're getting close to time, guys, here. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit so we can get through this. Star Wars Launch Bay is a pretty incredible interactive experience where guests can go in. They can see all the different helmets. You can see all the different lightsabers. There's props everywhere. If you're a Star Wars nerd like I am, you could live in this building. And on top of that, you get to meet all your favorite characters like Chewbacca and Kylo Ren, BB-8. You can meet Boba Fett there. It's a little bit different where Boba Fett stands there and he goes out of the crowd and just randomly picks people out. Bye, Disney Life for me. Thank you so much for being here, D. I greatly appreciate it. So anyways, this is Star Wars nerd heaven right here. And it's got, like I said, you can see outfits that were worn. It's just a really great piece of Star Wars history. The Disney Junior Dance Party. I don't know anything about this. Miguel, maybe if you're still here, you can fill us in. This is what replaced the stage show. It is the Disney Junior Dance Party. They have Vampirina and I guess the Lion King. It's just a big dance party for kids. They can all get up there and dance. Kylo Ren is too scary to meet. Kylo Ren is one of my favorite characters to meet. I think he's really in character. It's just really good. That BB-8 character is so neat in person. He looks right at you. Yes, it's an animatronic for those of you that don't know. It's like a robot type character, but he does interact with you. So it is definitely a good one to meet. Okay, and then we got one more area. This is Sunset Boulevard. I'm sorry, we're still in Animation Courtyard. I lied, guys. Sorry. We're going to the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. If you haven't seen this show, this is another show that is really awesome, but it's well outdated. And it needs an upgrade. I don't want them to get rid of it, but it needs an update. That Ursula animatronic is one of the biggest animatronics at Disney World, and it's one of the best well-known ones as far as I'm concerned. But it uses puppets and neon lights, and it has even the video, though the video flickers that they play because it's so old. So it's just in need of a good update, but it's another great show. It usually doesn't have hardly any wait, just waiting for the next show to start, but definitely go see this one. Yes, I love Voyage of the Little Mermaid too, LSU Mom. And then, of course, if you're into nostalgia at all, you have to see One Man's Dream, Walt Disney's One Man's Dream. I saw it for the first time this past September, and it was awesome. So they show you through the history of Disney. There's all the models. They talked about some of the different things and how he created them. There's props all throughout the whole thing. There's Walt's desk in the picture there. This is something Walt Disney Presents is the new name. What was it called? Oh, it's called Walt Disney Presents now. Okay. It used to be called One Man's Dream. Now it's called Walt Disney Presents, apparently. But this is just an incredible. There's a movie you can go in there and see. You can go in there and see right now you can see the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge model, full scale model. This is just this. If you're going to do one thing ever in your life at Disney World, you have to do this if you appreciate what Walt did for us at all. This has everything from his phones to his drawings. It's like a museum of Walt Disney. So definitely go see this if you haven't seen it. Okay, now we're moving to Sunset Boulevard real quick. Beauty and the Beast live stage show. This is another one of those, you go sit at this big amphitheater outside. It plays all the music. It has live action characters on it. It's just another one of these that's really well done that I could see it could last forever, and it's going to be good every time you go see it. The music plays. They use smoke some to kind of do some effects, and all the singers and dancers. It's just a really, really, really good one. I remember Pizza Planet back then in Disney. Yes, Disney's MGM Studios. And Rizzo's Pizza has a nod to the Pizza's Planet. It says the best pizza on the planet. There's a sign, but pizza and planet are emphasized, so it looks like Pizza Planet on the sign. Yes, Walt, I agree. Beauty and the Beast is awesome. Love the music. It's just a great show. Of course, then you have Rock and Roller Coaster. Rumor has it it's going to get an update soon to some totally different theme, but for now it's still Rock and Roller Coaster. It goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour, I think, or 0 to 50 something miles an hour, very fast. It's like 3 seconds or something like that. It's I've been on it. It's great. It's an indoor roller coaster. It's dark, has neon lights, just like you're trying to get to a Aerosmith concert, and it's also themed towards Aerosmith music. Beauty and the Beast. Can I tell you I love this show? Yes, it was a great show. Incredible show. So, yeah, a lot of people don't ride this ride or the next one, which is Tower of Terror. But, Steve, what do you think the Rock and Roller Coaster area? There was a lot of rumors that people thought it was going to be themed to Inside Out, which I would be okay with. But I've also heard that they may change it completely, maybe to a tribute to multiple Pixar movies. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet, but I would love it if it was like you were one of the memory balls on Inside Out, taking a trip like they do in the movie. Inside Out's one of my favorite movies. I was able to see it as a new show of its own, which is probably why I was disappointed when it got canceled. Sorry, Stacy, I'm not sure exactly which movie you're talking about. Oh, talking about, is that Boy Meets World or Girl Meets World? So, okay, Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is iconic. It's the icon that they use for the Hollywood studios, which rightfully I think is so. It's a lot of people won't do this one. It's an intense ride. It for sure is. It's based on the Twilight Tower of Terror, where the Twilight Zone, you drop the elevator and it drops you fast. It pulls you almost. Steve, something else we have in common. I love Inside Out. Yes, Inside Out's great. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at DC is awesome. See, I've never been to Disneyland. Want to see it, but Tim Walt says Tower of Terror is the icon, but I ain't doing it. So Tower of Terror is good. I'm not gonna. I wrote it. My family won't do it, so I've not been on it in probably 10 years, just because I'm not gonna make them wait while they won't wait ride something. So. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get back on it in August with somebody. I'll get somebody on it with me. But it's a great show, or it's a great ride. And then after Tower of Terror, the last one we're going to talk about here is Fantasmic. So Fantasmic is the main nighttime show. Incredible show. I don't know how they've got to spend money, so much money every night doing this. I'm not sure how they do it. Steve, what would you like to see the Rock and Roller Coaster area become if it were to change? I don't want it to change the coaster. I want it to stay the coaster. But again, I love the fact of the Inside Out themed coaster or a Pixar themed area for sure. Hey, your friendly, I'm going to butcher that. I'm sorry, Otaku. I hope I said that right. Your friendly Otaku. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Arjon's all right. Tower of Terror with me. Oh, that just made my day, Arjon's. I am going to take you up on that, buddy. I know I've got the screen on the other thing, but I'm smiling from ear to ear. I will definitely do that. Let's see. I just don't know how Mickey gets from the top to the bottom so fast. Must be magic. It is magic. Walt, talking about Fantasmic and special effects. Shep is going to ride it too. That's awesome. I love the storyline at Tokyo Disney Sea. I've never been there. Okay, so Fantasmic, though, is a nighttime fireworks show. They use so many different special effects, water fans, projections, fireworks. They have this big mountain that these characters take effect on. And then just look at the boat there at the last picture with all the different characters on it. Those are all cast members. Each and every one of them is a different cast member in a costume to make your experience more enjoyable. And they are, look at all those people. They're just there. So that you can just see what it takes to put on that show. And then there's, of course, Maleficent and Jafar's snake and Maleficent's dragon. It's incredible. If you guys have not seen Fantasmic, you're missing out. Hey, Alyssa, thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, so that is it, guys. That is all we have. Oops, it can't get back to me. There we go. So that is what we have for celebrating the 30th anniversary. some of the things that they're going to be doing this coming Wednesday, they have special things all day long. They also added this year, they've added the Incredibles. You can meet and greet the Incredibles, meet and greet Sully and Mike. They have a Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. The Wonderful World of Animation. Now, this is something I'm very interested in. It's a new nighttime show. From what I understand, it's not going to be every night, but it's going to be intermittent, and it's a projection show as well. I cannot wait to see that, but make sure you go check that out as well. And, of course, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and Galaxy's Edge as well. So, guys, that's what we got for tonight. Just wanted to go kind of do a little history of the MGM Studios into Disney Studios. And, again, they are talking about changing the name again because, like some people said earlier, it's not a studio anymore. It's what its intent was, but it's not there anymore. Yes, Fantasmic is incredible. Yes, Stacy, I know exactly what you're talking about there. Every time that the boat comes out, I yell, "Be careful, Dopey." There is a video on YouTube that Dopey falls from one layer to, and I don't know how they landed the way they landed without falling completely off the boat, but they fall from the top layer down to the bottom layer. So, new name, Disney's IP Studios. Yeah. I'm really excited for all the Fox content that they can possibly bring into this park now as well. Yes, I'm glad he didn't get hurt as well. Also, thanks so much, Greg. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So let's start wrapping up. Fun discussion night, Steve. Thank you, Charlton. I appreciate you all being here so much. We couldn't do this without you guys. We couldn't do anything without you guys. And the overwhelming love and support I've gotten is phenomenal. We just hit 500 subs a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. We're currently sitting at like 660 something. You guys are just amazing, and I couldn't thank you anymore. Want to definitely thank the Live Place again, Dean with the Live Place. Without him, he hosts the show, www.theliveplace.com, and Dean from Dreamers Empire. Thank you, Downscale, so much. My partner channel, Mouse Talk, great channel. They go live tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Disney Life for Me is on after them at 10 o'clock. Go check them out. My power channel for now, Rob Fuzz. We're going to have some more coming up, more info about that shortly in the coming weeks. We're going to get Rob on my show. Guys, go check out Rob. He's a great supporter of our community. MKC Madera, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate that. Again, Zippity Doo Dad, his link is in the description below. I don't know what he did today, guys, but he threw out support all over the place for me, and I picked up 25 more supporters from him. He's a great guy. He's got some great production value in his videos. He's going to be huge. He puts out some quality videos. Go check him out. The Doofily crew. Did I say that right? I hope so. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. And then again, guys, make sure you're entered in our 500 sub giveaway. The video was, I think, last Sunday. Make sure you get entered in that. We're going to draw that on Friday. And we're also going to think about possibly going live on another day or mixing it in with my lives on Monday. But I want to get to another series basically where I've been helped by so many people out there that I want to help other people as well. So I want to get smaller YouTube channels and bigger YouTube channels. And Dole Dad does a thing called DizTube where he interviews them. I want to kind of do that. But what I want to do is just feature a special guest in the smaller YouTube channel on my show and let them pick the topic that we're going to talk about. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start that yet. I don't know if I'm going to do it on a different night or if I'm going to keep it on Monday nights and just rotate it in with my other show. But I want to get other people on that want to come on and talk and let them pick the topic, and we'll discuss something that they want to talk about. So that's something to look out for. And if one of my mods right now would put part of Rosa's World in the chat, I would like for you all to run over there and just show her some quick love and support. She's a great supporter of ours. We're actually running into her time right now. We're running a little over. The Weekly Wit, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for thinking of us smaller channels. I'm still a small channel, guys. I've been there. I will never consider myself a big channel. I don't care if I got 1 million subs or 5 subs. I appreciate everything everybody's done for me. You guys are all like family to me. Again, I tell you all the time, you're my chosen family. So I greatly appreciate it. And what Mouse Talk just put it in there, guys. Please go over to Part of Rosa's World. Let her know we sent you and just show her some love. And guys, I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Everybody just remember, always have fun. And I greatly appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for all the love and support. Love each other. And we will see you all next time. Thank you so much.